had a chance to work with this recipe, and in working with it, what other kinds of vegetables do you see could be used in this?
Really, you can actually add any kind of vegetables. You can take eggplant, you could do carrots, asparagus. This is a really versatile dish. You can make it tailored to your taste buds.
That's wonderful. Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen. I'm your host, Tina Marie, and today we're at the Restaurant School at Walnut Hill College, the premier culinary school here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And joining us today, Chef Kate Honeyman.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Thanks
too.
for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure, of course. And Natalie, who is a student here in the Pastry Arts program.
Yep.
Wonderful to have your helping hands here today with us.
Thank you.
Today, you're going to be showing us a recipe for vegetable lasagna cupcakes.
Yes.
Which is an interesting trend in the food world, savory cupcakes.
It really seems to be a trend right now. Everything seems to be getting a little bit smaller in portion. It's great eating as you go. Very nice to just grab one and
a lot of creative possibilities. There's a lot of ingredients in just one of these small cupcakes.
There's a lot of layers. You can add a lot of different flavors, and it doesn't have to be just lasagna. It could be macaroni and cheese. You can make it bread pudding, make it savory, do it with mushrooms. So it really can be just the cupcake shape is really what we're focusing on.
Okay, so where do we begin with this particular recipe?
Okay, with this recipe, I've already prepared a crumb topping.
Okay.
So we're going to use that at the end of the assembly. So first we're going to prepare our vegetables.
Very good.
Okay, so I've heated up my pan a little bit.
Okay, so it's a nice hot pan.
Okay, we're going to add some oil.
Is that canola oil?
Just some olive oil.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to turn up our heat a little bit. And all we want to do, I haven't pre-cooked the vegetables, I've just cut them. We just want to get them a little bit on the soft side.
Okay, so we're not looking to cook them through fully.
No, just to soften them a little bit because they're going to cook in the oven. So they really just need to be, rather than blanched, we're going to saute them to soften them up.
Okay.
Okay, then we're going to add our broccoli and cauliflower.
Broccoli and cauliflower. And like you said, there's a realm of possibilities with this dish.
You can definitely add peppers, red peppers, so then you get a nice little color in there.
Oh yeah, I would love red peppers.
Yeah, I like that too.
So maybe even some sun-dried tomato possibly at the end.
Absolutely.
Now you come to the restaurant school with a plethora of experience. You have a full resume in the restaurant world.
I do.
And at one point, I think you told me you were running 3 restaurants at one time.
I was. That was quite a challenge. I worked for the Star Restaurant Organization for about 10 years and worked for a lot of different restaurants for them.
And now your transition to the teaching life, how has that affected your profession?
It's really been a great transition for me. It's a lot of fun. Get to see a lot of different students, and you get to do a lot of different things.
And I'm sure you can impart a lot of the knowledge you gain, the everyday knowledge of working in restaurants, working for different organizations to the students.
Absolutely. It's really great. That's all we have to do with our
Okay,
vegetables.
so just cook them up a little bit then.
And we're going to put them back into our pan.
Great.
All we're going to do is next make a sauce.
Now, is this sauce going to be incorporated into the body of the actual cupcake?
Yes, you want to definitely layer the sauce. That adds a little bit of moisture to the cupcake, makes them not dry. And they're small, so you want to have a little sauce, and you want to make sure you do it in layers.
Okay.
That way, with every bite, you get a little bit of sauce. We're going to add our butter.
Now, is this unsalted butter or salted butter?
Unsalted butter. I generally like to control the amount of salt that I put into a dish, so I like to start with unsalted butter.
Okay. And I noticed you're using a copper pot. Is that something that you like to do yourself, or is that a tradition with the school, cooking in copper pots?
It is a traditional way to cook. It actually, if you could see how quickly the pan heated up.
Yes.
That is.
So it's a superior method.
It is.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay, so we're just going to saute our onions in a little butter. We're just going to get them a little bit soft.
Okay.
This is a little bit of a spicy sauce. It has smoked paprika in it.
Okay.
It's going to give you a little bit of heat. And there's also, in the crust, we have some crushed red pepper flakes.
So what is exactly in the crust? I think you have, it looks like some panko.
Yeah, we have panko breadcrumbs. We have a little bit of Parmesan cheese, parsley, a little bit more butter, and we're going to add some garlic.
Now, Natalie, you are a student in the Pastry Arts program. Would this be considered something that one of your Pastry Arts students would benefit from?
It's not a traditional pastry item.
No, it's not. It's a savory cupcake.
It is, but Natalie, you let them know that you do get to do some savory cooking as well in this program.
And there's 4 distinct programs in this school, right? There's culinary arts, pastry arts, hotel and restaurant management,
Correct.
separate programs. So there is some crossover,
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, now I just added the flour. This is going to be the thickener for our sauce.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just going to mix that with the onions.
Cooked something from the show? Went to a restaurant that you loved? Found a place serving innovative cocktails or impressive wine? Become a fan of the Chef's Kitchen on Facebook and share your thoughts. We now return to the Chef's Kitchen featuring the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College. Is this chicken stock?
You can use vegetable stock. If you want to keep it vegetarian, you can make it vegetable stock and use
Okay.
it just based on vegetables, or use chicken stock. So if you want to change your
Yes.
recipe up a little bit, they're certainly versatile. You can, again, it is definitely something you can change in the recipe.
So what was that you just added, Chef?
That
Is
was just
cream?
a little bit of milk.
Milk, okay.
Okay, so we're going to let this simmer a little bit.
Okay.
And then we're going to add our Parmesan cheese.
Excellent. We're not using lasagna noodles, correct?
You can use store-bought lasagna noodles.
Okay.
We've made some fresh pasta today that we're going to use today.
Okay. Do you have to handle fresh pasta any differently than you would, store-bought pasta?
For the store-bought pasta, you would soak it for about 15 minutes in just some hot tap water. You don't need to parboil it, don't need to cook it, it just needs to sit in the water.
Okay.
And then once it's finished, after the 15 minutes are up, you just drain the water off and let it sit until you're all ready to assemble.
Now, would you serve this as an appetizer portion or as maybe a lunch?
I would definitely suggest this for a lunch portion. It's
Maybe with a salad or
absolutely,
a soup?
It'd be great with a little salad on the side. You could also serve it on a buffet. It would
Okay.
be something nice you could put on platters, and then people could come up and serve themselves. Once you start to see the bubbles around the outside, that's when you know that
That's the
that
consistency you're
flour
looking
is
for.
going to start to cook. It's going to tighten up that sauce a little bit, and then you're going to be ready to assemble.
Great.
So, Natalie, if I could have the cups to assemble in, that'd be great. Thank you. All right. So today we're going to use some aluminum cups.
Okay.
Now, these are really the same size and shape as a cupcake.
Traditional cupcake pan.
So if you're doing it at home, you certainly can use a traditional cupcake pan. And I've just put a little hand grease on the inside. We have our vegetables. We have some mozzarella cheese.
Okay.
And this is a cottage cheese and ricotta cheese blend.
Okay, and how do you make that?
All we would do is take the cottage cheese and the ricotta and blend it in a Cuisinart.
Okay.
And it's sort of just to get a little bit finer texture. You certainly, it also helps to maintain a little less calories.
Yes, okay,
So
very
if someone's
interesting.
watching their weight, they can do it with cottage cheese. Plain cottage cheese, you don't need to add the ricotta.
Could you also use maybe rice as a base instead of the pasta, just to be a little creative with the ingredients that we have?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You can
So
make a
any
baked
starch?
rice. Any starch will definitely help. Once it cooks, it will hold a little firm shape.
Okay.
Okay.
All
You
right.
can have the pasta. Okay, so this is the pasta that we've made today. You can see it, I've cut it into squares.
Yes.
So the long pieces that you get from the grocery store, you can just cut them with a paring knife, and
Okay.
we'll use that to assemble.
Very good.
Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to add a little bit of sauce.
So you start out with the sauce.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see it has a little bit of thickness to it.
Yes.
We're going to just ladle it in. I have an extra one if you want to help me.
I would love to.
All right, and then for the first layer, we're going to just press it in nice and flat. Okay, so this is going to start the base of our cupcake.
Okay, right here.
So you want to press it in so that it gets that squared bottom.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do the next one.
There we go.
All right, and the next one we're going to do just a scoop of vegetables.
Oh, I could see all kinds of possibilities with the types of vegetables you could use. Really, whatever's in season, and,
Yeah,
and that
these
can
are
be
great
cut
for summer.
into small dice.
Tomato and basil.
Yeah.
You really could do just so many different flavors.
That's right. Adding some fresh herb.
I'm going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper
Okay.
to our vegetables.
Now, is this something that the students here at the school would probably make in one of your classes?
Absolutely. They could definitely do this. We could serve it on our lunch, on our lunch carts. Okay, next we're going to do a little bit more sauce.
And we should add, you have 4 restaurants here that the students run and work in a lovely piazza area that's reminiscent of like a European piazza.
It definitely has a European feel.
It's open to the public for lunch and dinner.
It is. Okay, then next we're going to do another layer of the pasta. And we're just going to press that down.
Now, will you be involved in any of the travel experiences that the students partake in?
I may at some point. I'm somewhat new to the school,
Right.
so I need to learn a little bit more.
Get your sea legs
Yes,
in.
get my sea legs as
Right.
far as teaching goes, and then I'm sure that at some point we will be able to partake in that. That'd be
I know
great.
there are several exciting travel opportunities. I believe the students are very soon going to be departing for France.
Yes.
And I think Florida, the Bahamas, and some interesting places, all having to do with part of the curriculum. I believe they take notes and they have tests along the trip.
They
So
do.
they're educational and great
And
opportunities.
it's actually considered part of their class. Okay, so next,
Could you actually vary the layers and do different vegetables in each layer?
Oh, sure.
Be really interesting.
So we're going to add a little bit more sauce.
Okay. We'll be right back with more from the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College. We're back with more from the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College.
One more layer noodles.
Okay.
And again, I'm just alternating where my corners are.
Okay, so make it even.
So that just gives the whole thing a little bit more stability
Sure.
when we take it out. And then we're going to do cheese.
So the cheese goes on essentially at the end.
Yeah, a little bit more towards the top.
Okay.
We really try and focus on the vegetables in this recipe.
Well, this is a wonderful vegetarian dish.
So we'll put a little fresh grated mozzarella.
But I suppose you could even maybe add some meats to the layers to vary it up a little bit too, if you wanted something a little bit more hearty, or for people who are craving, some meat or chicken in their dish.
See that? I'm getting so many layers and it's starting to get really full here. Okay, so we're just going to put one.
So we want to top it off then.
Yeah, we'll put one right on top. And then all we're going to do for the top is put a little bit more sauce.
Okay.
And then we're going to top it with our crust. So this is the breadcrumb mixture that I made earlier.
Okay.
Okay, and this is just smoked paprika, a little bit of red pepper flakes. So this is going to add a little bit of heat, some fresh parsley, butter.
And essentially the base of it is panko,
Correct.
a little crispier. But I'm sure you could probably use breadcrumb if you wanted, if you had it in the house. It is actually a great way to use leftover vegetables.
Yes.
Already cooked leftover vegetables.
All right, so we're ready for the oven. We're going to put them right in here. We're going to take about 35 minutes.
Okay, so now we have an accompaniment sauce to go along with our cupcakes.
We're going to turn our pan back on.
Okay, so we're going to use actually the same liquid that we used for the filling then.
We are.
Okay.
So then it definitely has a dual purpose.
Yes.
And that's why we really made so much, so that when we're serving our guests, we'll have extra sauce for the side, because who doesn't love a little extra sauce?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Okay, so when we turn the flame back on, we're going to add our cheese.
So there's actually 3 types of cheese inside these cupcakes.
Okay, and you're going to heat that together. We're just going to give it a few minutes to really blend and get that nice cheesy flavor. Natalie, may I have a bowl and a strainer, please?
Okay, so you're essentially looking for it to thicken up even more than it was?
Yeah, this way when we put it on the sauce, when we sauce our plate, we're going to put it on and it'll hold a little bit of a shape.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. So right here we have just a basic strainer. Okay, and this is going to, all those onions that we've gotten that great flavor from, they're going to be left in the strainer so that we have a nice smooth sauce to put on our plate.
Great. Oh, I'm sure it tastes great too. There's a lot of different flavors in there.
You can really smell that paprika. Okay. Actually, if we hold on to that just
Oh, we want to keep this. Okay.
just until we get those onions out.
So you want to press on the solids to...
We want all that sauce.
Yes,
that's in there.
delicious sauce. Voila.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, and that
Thank
is
you,
the
Natalie.
sauce. We added our cheese. It's going to have a nice, rich flavor, and we should probably check our cupcakes and
Okay.
see how they're doing.
Very good. Now we're looking for a nice brown crust on the top of those. They smell great.
Nice and you can see the sauce bubbling.
Yes, all around it there. Looks great.
Great, so we're going to take, and now we're going to plate it up.
Okay.
Okay. I prepared a little bit of sauce ahead of time.
And now, would you consider one of these an appetizer portion?
I would.
Okay.
Anything more might be just a little bit too heavy.
Yes.
Okay, so when we do this, we're just going to take our sauce, add it to the plate. One drip.
Very nice.
Now when we handle the cupcakes when they're hot, you want to really be careful because there is sauce in them.
How do we master the art of, getting them out of their form and keeping them together?
It definitely helps to have a little offset spatula.
Yes.
So we can put it on a towel and just get right under there.
Oh, I see. It actually is pretty good at staying in its shape.
And then you just right onto the plate.
Very nice.
Okay.
Much easier than I had thought.
Yeah, and if you are able to hold it in your hand and just gently pull it
Yeah.
out, then you
Just
really
kind of
keep
lead
that cupcake shape, and
Okay.
it's all ready to eat.
Wonderful. Okay, now I believe we're going to be pairing this up with some great wines.
Lasagna looks good.
Yes. We will go now to the piazza.
Excellent.
Wonderful. We'll be right back with more from the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College. We now return to the chef's kitchen featuring the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College.
The wine I picked for Chef Honeyman's dish is a Côte de Brouilly. A Côte de Brouilly is a special Beaujolais village that's known for the quality of their wines. Do you remember what the grape variety is?
Gamay.
Gamay grape. Wonderful grape. Gives it a little richness, there's lightness to the wine. It's a perfect wine during the summer months. I like to also chill it because it's a little bit more refreshing that way. Why don't you show everyone how to open a bottle of wine?
Well, hello there, Mr. Philippe.
Hi,
McCartney.
Tina. How are you?
doing?
Hello, Chef.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you again.
Sommelier
Hi.
at the restaurant school.
Yes.
Wonderful to be out here in the beautiful piazza with you.
Oh, isn't it nice?
Yeah, it is. Very nice. We're going to be trying chef's creation today. I know you have some interesting things going on with wines here at the school. You have an interesting 26-week program as part of your classes for
Yes.
the community. Tell us about that.
Well, we're unveiling a new sommelier school. It's going to be incorporating the information of a certification, wine certification, but also the service part. It's about 26 weeks. It's pretty rigorous. At the end of it, we hope that you could pass it as a sommelier.
Very exciting.
Okay, it is very exciting.
Is this for full-time students?
Our regular students have their own program, but this is for the community at large. We've received a lot of interest. So it's going to be part of our community ed classes in the evening, Sundays.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Pretty rigorous, and you're going to be able to taste all the wines.
Wonderful for people who have an interest in wines and want to pursue it with
Exactly.
more depth, and they can do it here at the restaurant school.
You could do it for fun as well as a career change.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about the wine that you've chosen for today.
The one I chose is a Beaujolais Cru, one of the better vineyards and better parts of Beaujolais. It's a Côte de Brouilly. Chateau Thivin is well known, it's quality artisanal producer, so we know that there's a lot of integrity in this wine. Perfect pairing with the food, the level of intensity are similar. This has a little bit of spiciness, this has a little bit of acidity that helps to cool it down. No tannin, so it makes it very refreshing. Great with this dish. This wonderful looking dish.
Well, let us taste it.
Chef?
Great. Ooh,
Chef,
thank you very much.
for all of your hard work, which
Thanks.
we're so appreciative for.
Oh, yes, Ashley.
Okay. Shall we
Cheers.
toast to the
Yes.
restaurant school? Another wonderful day of learning here
Cheers.
There we
and the
go.
chef's kitchen. Excellent choice.
Very good.
Very, very good. Shall we try?
Oh, if you insist.
Can I cut for you?
Please, yes, thank you, Chef. So let's go ahead and try. This looks delicious, Chef.
Thank you.
Here, Ashley, come on.
Come on
Don't
over
be
and
shy.
try with us. No, please do not be
Don't
shy
be
here. I love the mixture of cheeses that you have here.
How to turn it.
Really very
What do you
tasty.
think?
Just a whole, array of flavors in this one little bite. It's
What a
amazing
mix.
between the spices,
I'm going to try the wine first.
the spices and the vegetables adds a lot of texture and a great crunch on top.
What do you think? Do you like
I
that
think
combination?
I think it goes really well.
I think it's perfect. Thank you very much. Everyone here from the restaurant school, it's been a wonderful day of learning
Thank
for us
you.
here and a lovely atmosphere. Training to become a talented chef is not as out of reach as you think. The restaurant school at Walnut Hill College has the perfect part-time program that will coordinate with your busy work and life schedule. You'll experience small, hands-on classes with individualized chef attention, all while earning your degree in just 24 short months. You will enhance your studies of food and wine with a memorable gastronomic tour of France upon graduation. Don't delay. Classes are forming now. Please visit us on the website for more information at walnuthillcollege.edu. Cooked something from the show? Went to a restaurant that you loved? Found a place serving innovative cocktails or impressive wine? Become a fan of the Chef's Kitchen on Facebook and share your thoughts.
Tony Clark is back. This Jersey boy is turning out his culinary creations at the Old Grange by Tony Clark and Kate May. Superlative food, excellent service, and a house vineyard make this a foodie's dream.
I think it was a lot of fun to be on. I really enjoyed watching it, and I'll probably watch it when it comes on.